Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Today we have a special guest, Andrea Marie, and she written a book, The Stuff I Wish I'd Known, The College Student's Guide to Succeeding in College and Being Healthy, which I find is very important. And for one reason is we know that we're approaching the end of high school and your children are getting ready to go off into college. And one problem that I personally had, experience I share with you all is, one of my children had their own room for their whole life. And going into a dorm with a roommate was hell. I mean, we got calls. I get a call every day of the struggles of sharing with a roommate. The roommate would use their lotion or whatnot. It's like, leave my stuff alone, don't touch my charger and whatnot. So to help you all get through incidents such as that one that I just explained and some more, and the health-wise and preparing your student for college, because we all said at one point, if I know today what I knew yesterday, I'd have had a different response or I did something different. So, Andrea Marie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had I didn't have a similar experience, but I definitely did not want to go from sharing rooms whenever I was growing up to sharing a room whenever I left the house. So I actually didn't stay in a dorm. Okay. I was in my own apartment, very close to campus, and that I'm happy I did that, but I'm also unhappy because being on campus is a different experience altogether. So,
okay,
it's the troubling times of college sometimes with dorms.
Well, what inspired you to write this book?
So, whenever I was going through college, I had a lot of struggles in the first couple of years with just going to classes and learning how to even just make more friends and be around the like-minded people.
Right.
So I developed like migraines, and they would always be around like test taking times and just a lot of different stress factors that kind of hindered me from doing well those first couple of years. And by the third year, I'd kind of gotten it down to knowing how to succeed through my classes. So I was like, man, if I just had a little bit of guidance, a little bit of knowledge on what to do those first couple of years before, it would have made it a lot easier. So the beginning little inklings and seed began to grow in my mind of just making a quick, easy to read guide or book about how to just be successful through college, and easy to read tips and staying healthy, because I went to college and actually lost weight through health and fitness. So I put a couple of recipes in there as well, and it's on Amazon.com. And it's underneath my first and last name is Andrea James, so it's going to be underneath the stuff I wish I'd known.
Okay, exactly. What's your formula? I mean, because think about it. Okay, you're leaving home, you're going to college, and you got people from all sorts of walks of life, different personalities, different characteristics. How do you find your group, your core niche? Because you got to realize, coming out of high school, you haven't had that many life experiences.
Right. So my idea for the book was to make it genderless, raceless, classless. Like, there's no discrimination about it. I wanted everybody to be able to read it and be able to take something from it.
Great.
So one of the tips in there is actually how to get connected with groups that are like-minded in order to be successful in those classes that you have.
Okay.
And meeting the teachers and going to study hours and just being open to communicating with people in your class so that you all have the same mindset of succeeding in that class and you can study together and things like that. So that's definitely addressed in there.
Right. So that's more or less like a support group, because, you know, sometimes people get homesick or party too much, or they get burnt out, and that 4-year or 6-year college term that they initially set out to do turn into a career student.
Right.
You know?
And yeah, I mean, it's easy to do. It's easy to get stressed out. It's easy to want to just quit, especially if you're not used to that whole structured study life, because you do have to study in college. Most people, at least. There's a select few that are like, oh, I never studied. But mostly people get a shock about how much they do have to study in college. So, yeah, definitely that, and making sure that you use all of the resources that are available to you. You pay tuition. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of resources that students don't necessarily use and may not even know about, such as like on-site counselors and on-site study guides and study tips and study sessions that just aren't utilized, and people don't even go into those buildings sometimes. So I just definitely wanted to give students a leg up, and I think it's helped. I've got a lot of good feedback from it.
Yeah, this is very important. I mean, especially not just for the students. This book is very important also for the parents, because it's like equipping your child with an arsenal, with tools that a parent can feel comfortable with, knowing that you have this knowledge going in versus just going in blindly and you confused, and you know, you don't want your child to get taken advantage of. You want some solid foundation, and knowledge is power. And so when you read books such as the one you've written, it gives the parent a sense of ease. You know, okay, you're ready. You know, let's take advantage of these opportunities that you have, and these study groups which you've mentioned, and talk to your counseling support group, and it also gives knowledge to the parents, and you can kind of monitor, you know, what your child is doing, you know, and guide them in the right direction, because you took your personal experiences and you put it in a book.
Right. And actually, I have gone to a couple of conventions, like college conventions, mm-hmm. where students come and they learn about all different types of colleges. And I've spoken to some students who are just like, my parents, you know, they didn't go to college. They're not even pushing me to go to college, and I have no idea what to expect and what to go for, because they don't know. And so they have so many questions. The students have so many questions that aren't being discussed. It really shocked me and really blew me away. And it was an honor to kind of speak to them, because I was able to just say, hey, you know, you always have on-site counselors at your high school who can help you in the decision process, and you can always change your mind when you're in college. So it's definitely one of those tools. And I actually I went to Texas A&M University, and I used to speak with the Aggie moms about like their first year experiences for their incoming freshmen. So the parents still definitely have a lot of questions as well, and it does put them at ease, just to have a little bit of this can possibly help your student have a better time or easier transition. So
Exactly.
you're right. On both sides, it helps.
Man, it takes away the fear. It takes away some of the fear, which is very important. And I mean, I really appreciate the fact that you've written this book. I mean, the book is bigger than what most people that don't know would think.
Yeah. It's simple. It's easy to read. It's not that many pages. But I mean, I don't think there's anything. I did my research and there was nothing like it out there.
No.
And I was like, how is that possible?
Right. No. I mean, you got children coming, like you say, from all walks of life, and they can read your book before they go into college and get some courage to go and accomplish their goals, because some people have different ailments that they might suffer from, like for example, anxieties or depression, or they're antisociable, or they're afraid to speak out. And when you read books such as yours, it gives them a guide, and then knowing that you wrote the book too, who actually went through the experiences, it's like saying, okay, yeah, I can do this too. Let me suck it up and get on in there and achieve. So it actually can help more people achieve in society and accomplish their goals just by going through the college experience. So thank you. I mean, when I ran across it, I'm like, man, I mean, my daughter is a sophomore, but I was like, wow, man, I wish I'd have known about this book, a year ago. And so I feel like it's good. If I feel like it's good for me, then I feel like it's good for my listening audience. And so we'll put things out there that they can benefit from, or we all can benefit from, and we definitely can benefit from your book. Where can they find your book?
My book is on Amazon.com. It is available in paperback and in an ebook. I think that paperback is $10.99. So really inexpensive, and worldwide. So they can go check it out and pick it up.
Worth the penny. And run that name by them one more time.
It's called The Stuff I Wish I'd Known, and it's by Andrea James. And also I have an Instagram name that's by the same title, The Stuff I Wish I'd Known. So feel free to reach out to me on there as well if you have any further questions.
Thank you for being on the show, and I wish you much success in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And we out.